She has intro she has introduced thousands of students to the cooperative model through education, training, and youth programs. She's also co-author of children's books set in cooperation, promoting community and collaboration. And this afternoon, Michelle will be speaking on the sub-theme, Education for Equity, Values of Growth and Change. Without wasting time, let's welcome Miss Michelle Christmann to the virtual stage.
Thank you so much. I'm so pleased to be here. I'm just going to share my screen um, and get started. First of all, of course, on behalf of the Ontario Cooperative Association, I would like to extend my sincere thank you to all of you for being here with me today, and to the Council of Nigerian Professionals, of course, for inviting us to participate in today's speaker series for Power of Inclusion 5.0. We are truly humbled to be part of this incredible lineup of speakers, panelists, moderators, and to be able to contribute to this incredibly powerful and impactful event. So today I'll be speaking to you about the cooperative business model and the role of education in building a more equitable economy and society through education, through cooperation. So first, a bit about the Ontario Cooperative Association. We are a nonprofit cooperative. We are fully funded by our members, who represent most, if not all, of Ontario's about 1,200 cooperatives. Our mission focuses on supporting Ontario's cooperative businesses through education and training, through advocacy, and finding ways for co-ops to build meaningful partnerships both within and outside of the sector. In the Canadian context, cooperatives may be formal. So by that I mean incorporated under either the federal or provincial Cooperative Corporations Acts. Incorporated cooperatives can be structured as a nonprofit or even a charity. And these co-ops are able to raise funds from members and external stakeholders and use these funds to further the business purpose and mission. About 70% of cooperatives in Ontario are nonprofit. Incorporated co-ops can also be for-profit, and these co-ops are able to share surplus with their members in the form of dividends. So not only can they raise capital from their member base and external stakeholders, but they can offer a return on those investments, helping the co-op to further its mission and contributing to community wealth building. For-profit co-ops can be more complex, with more onerous regulatory requirements depending on the number of members and how much capital the co-op is looking to raise. There is also a wealth of informal cooperatives. These are collectives who operate with the same values and principles as more formalized cooperatives. And although there's not a lot of data available, there's an abundance of examples in all of our communities demonstrating the tremendous financial, social, and cultural impact they have in providing services and support to so many people in a wide variety of capacities. While it can sometimes be challenging to find the right structure to ensure co-ops can both reach their goals and aspirations within the framework of the Canadian cooperative legislation, we are working hard with our members and stakeholders to increase inclusion and overcome regulatory challenges that may sometimes act as a deterrent to cooperative growth and development. This quote from Nelson Mandela, education is the most powerful weapon which you can use to change the world, highlights the transformative power of education, not just in classrooms, but in communities and societies as a whole. Education equips people with the knowledge, the skills, and the tools to create change, to address challenges, and transform lives. These words remind us that investing in our own education journey and that of our communities is investing in long-term impact. Recognizing that one of the core concepts of equity is the goal of creating opportunities for everyone to participate fully. Working cooperatively can serve as a powerful vehicle to create a more equitable economy and society. The cooperative sector, both formally and informally, is full of examples of groups of people who have come together over shared values and aspirations to overcome systems of inequity. In housing, in food systems, in financial systems, groups of people who understand the importance of meeting social and cultural needs alongside financial ones. Whole Woman Network, based in the GTA, is a worker cooperative that is a powerful example of how to use both informal and formal cooperatives to meet the needs of their community. Whole Woman Network is a women-led co-op, and it started as so many other cooperative enterprises do, organically. A group of women using susus to help each other overcome financial exclusion and reach their goals, providing social and financial support to one another. And their circle kept getting bigger as they heard other stories that sounded just like their own. And they welcomed other women into their collective. Together, they were opening the door to opportunities that seemed impossible to reach alone. And today, Whole Woman Network provides culturally sensitive financial literacy education, tools and guidance for credit repair, microloans for emerging entrepreneurs, all through leveraging the flexibility and supportive social bonds of SUSUs to help its members, who are often underserved, marginalized, or who face barriers within the Canadian banking system. It helps them gain financial knowledge and skills and then apply that knowledge in a way that removes barriers to financial well-being and promotes personal and professional success. And this is the power of cooperatives, serving as a tool for communities of people to achieve economic, social, and cultural prosperity, facilitating the sharing of human and financial resources, knowledge and skills, and building a network of support within communities by removing stigmas and incorporating values of solidarity, democracy, and accountability. Inequity is everywhere we look. So many of our systems, housing, healthcare, education, are built on unequal foundations. Our Western mindset often prioritizes capitalism and competition over cooperation and mutual aid. But there is another way, a pathway to equity, and it all begins with knowledge, learning what's possible, and then turning that learning into action. And the Caroline Street Co-op is another powerful example. A group of long-time residents in an apartment building in Hamilton were faced with the possibility of losing their homes. Their landlord had put the building up for sale, and they feared what would come next. Rent hikes they couldn't afford, or even worse, rent evictions. So here's where education came in. Someone in that building had heard of the cooperative model, and that was all the spark they needed to start them off on a very different journey. They started researching the cooperative business model, cooperative housing, connected with the Golden Horseshoe Cooperative Housing Federation, and they began to realize what might be possible. And with that new knowledge and by working together, they were able to purchase the building themselves. Today, it's a housing cooperative owned and controlled equally by all of the residents. And this means safe, secure, affordable housing for the residents now and in the future. And this is how communities push back. This is how you resist a system that so often takes advantage of its most vulnerable. Knowledge is power, and it gave this group of people a voice and the tools to take control of their lives, just like it's doing for the members of Whole Woman Network. And it raises a question: how many people out there living in precarious situations don't know there's another path forward, a path where power and control can be shared more equitably? The cooperative movement has a long-standing commitment to education. Education, training, and information is one of its 7 foundational principles. The International Cooperative Alliance defines this principle as cooperatives provide education and training for their members, elected representatives, managers, and employees, so that they can contribute effectively to the development of their cooperatives. They inform the general public, particularly young people and opinion leaders, about the nature and benefits of cooperation. The commitment to education has been one of the cooperative movement's core principles since the inception of the first recognized formal cooperative in 1844. Early cooperators lived in societies where education was reserved for the privileged, and they recognized then, as today, that education is fundamental to transforming lives. It is a key to enlightenment and social progress, and yet there often exists financial, social, and cultural barriers to its pursuit. The cooperative movement recognized early on their responsibility to help educate their members and their communities. The commitment to the sharing of ideas and experience is essential to building a diverse and thriving cooperative movement. Education was and remains the lifeblood of all cooperatives and a driver of cooperative development. Members need to be informed and equipped to participate in running the cooperative, and this requires access to information, financial and otherwise, and using education to disseminate information around cooperative impact helps inform policymakers, leaders, and the wider public about the value of cooperative enterprises and the wider societal benefits that cooperatives bring. Education is such a powerful part of the cooperative movement. Equity isn't just about fairness, it's about creating opportunities where everyone can see themselves, their experiences, and their communities reflected in what they're building. In cooperatives, education does more than transfer skills or knowledge, it empowers. When members see their realities represented in the co-ops they're part of, it validates their voices and builds confidence to participate fully. This is how equity grows. People feel ownership, they engage more deeply, and they're more likely to carry forward cooperative values into their decisions and leadership. So when we invest in cooperative education, we're not only teaching about a business model, we're building equity by ensuring that people see themselves reflected in all parts of the journey. Cooperatives promote not just financial growth, but also personal and community growth. Canada's formal cooperatives and mutuals contribute more than 52 billion to the GDP and almost 200,000 full-time jobs. Informal activity sits atop the same community infrastructure, even if it isn't counted in official totals. We see the positive impact of cooperatives in all their iterations, from community groups and collectives to highly complex cooperatives with hundreds of thousands of members, but who continue to operate in a way that balances the needs of their members with the pursuit of profit. That is such an important component of cooperatives, that blend of values and practicality. Using these inspiring principles based on solidarity and shared success as a foundation for enterprises that serve people rather than exploiting them. Cooperative education is the key to introducing communities to the benefits of the co-op model, building awareness and understanding, and thus ensuring that the co-ops themselves are set up to work within the Canadian co-op system while also helping groups reach their goals and engage their members in a meaningful and equitable way. At OCA, we are being approached by more and more groups who are looking to utilize the cooperative model to build community wealth, leverage shared resources, and provide much needed and culturally appropriate products and services to their members and their communities, recognizing the power that co-ops have in growing prosperity and driving the change they want to see. Every day, I hear inspiring stories of people in the cooperative sector coming together to create something better for themselves. This year alone, OCA has reached over 800 people through cooperative education programming and supported 17 new and existing co-ops in their growth and development. We understand that education isn't just knowledge, it's the foundation for building stronger, more just communities. We know the dominant economic system is often exploitive and extractive. Through cooperative education, we're pushing towards a more human-centered economy, one built on dignity, respect, and agency. By amplifying voices that are too often left unheard, giving every member a genuine seat at the table and turning participation into empowerment. Co-ops don't just help us imagine a more equitable world, they give us the tools to make it a reality. Once again, on behalf of the Ontario Cooperative Association, I would like to extend our sincere thank you to all of you and to the organizers of Power of Inclusion 5.0 for allowing us to be a part of today's journey. And thank you again. And for more information on cooperatives in Ontario, you can find us at our website or email us directly.
Awesome, awesome. Thank you so, so, so much. I learned a lot about the cooperatives and of Ontario. I've had some dealings with the one in BC and Alberta, but this is the first time I'm hearing about the one in Ontario. So thank you so much for sharing. Do we have any questions for Michelle? I don't remember sharing your flyer when I started, so I'm just gonna share it now.
Thank you. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Um, so someone said, incredibly informative presentation, Michelle. I always thought cooperative was a rural development concept. How does one find a cooperative model or organization around their area of interest slash operations?
Well, I would invite anyone interested in learning more about cooperatives to visit our website. We have a ton of free resources, fact sheets, information. We have a listing of most of the cooperatives in Ontario as well, divided by industry. And I
Right.
would highly encourage you to look that up online, to look up that list and download it and reach out to those cooperatives and just start a conversation with them. The co-op sector I have found is very open, very generous in sharing information. Um,
Awesome.
yeah, and there's a cooperative association in each province, and there's also a national organization, Cooperatives and Mutuals Canada, which has a ton of information on cooperatives as well.
Awesome. Awesome. Thank you so very much for your time. This has been very insightful, and I personally will be looking at your website to see how those cooperatives are broken down into areas of interest and all of those things. And you know, I will be looking out for those. Awesome. Thank you. Can you please share your website again?
Oh,
Can you,
yes,
if you can
certainly.
put that in the chat, people are asking.
Absolutely.
All right. Thank you so much. We are right on time. Thank you for helping us get back on time, Michelle. Right about